Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 1804. Today, we'll be mainly discussing the sanctions against former Haitian politicians, as well as the mass deportation of Haitian migrants in the DR. So, let's get started right now. Last week, Canada announced sanctions against former politicians such as Michel Martelly, Céant, as well as Laurent Lamothe. Martelly served as a former president of Haiti, while Laurent Lamothe and Céant were both former prime ministers for Haiti as well. So these are good. This is good in the sense that they are suspected and for financing gangs in Haiti. So these sanctions do essentially, it frees any type of assets they would have in Canada, including cash, banks, any type of transactions that is completely frozen. Um, and then that same goes for any type of obviously like housing, property. They would no longer have access to it. Let me just take a look at the article here. This is from the New York Times from November 20th here. Canada sanctions a slew of powerful politicians in Haiti over the weekend. Part of the broad push to punish officials believed to have ties to the increasing dominant gangs terrorizing the Caribbean nation. Among those targeted by the measures was Michel Martelly, who was president from 2011 to 2016 and remains influential in Haiti, as well as the two former prime ministers, which are Céant and Laurent Lamothe, which we'll get to Laurent Lamothe in a few seconds. The Canadian government did not detail specific allegations against the three men, but said in a news release that they were using their status as current or previous public office holders to protect and enable the illegal activities of armed criminal gangs, including through money laundering and other acts of corruption. So this is a good thing. Trudeau had actually announced this sanction, which I'll play the video in a second as well. But one thing I wanted to add here too, there's a lot of gangs in Haiti. Some controlled, some financed by politicians, some are actually on their own themselves. But by removing the financing, you're removing the ability for them to even hold or purchase guns, because these gangs, there's no way. Like one thing that doesn't make sense, nobody can really explain, is that all these gangs that are in I'd say poor neighborhoods, they can't no there's no way they can afford that many assault rifles and bullets and keep replenishing them, because this has been an ongoing issue. And there's been news articles come out showing guns trafficked to Haiti, which is no secret anymore really, because the way they finance it, which I'll get into, they can get it from another country and then ship it to one of the ports in Haiti, which is disguised as maybe another type of package. And because it's so unregulated, and there's not really, like I said, if Haiti was a serious country, it'd be well regulated. Um, Unfortunately, it's not. So a lot of things, including drugs, obviously can get through the country pretty easily. Um, so here is Prime Minister Trudeau announcing the sanctions here. I'll play it for you.
Au centre de tout ce qu'on pourrait apporter. Ça fait plusieurs années, et même dans certains cas des décennies, que les pays amis d'Haïti sont présents pour aider, pour épauler, pour avancer, pour permettre à Haïti de continuer à s'épanouir. Et on va continuer d'être là, mais on comprend aussi que Haïti doit aussi faire partie et au centre de toutes ces solutions. Je salue donc le leadership des Nations Unies, de la Communauté des Caraïbes et de l'Organisation internationale de la francophonie pour aider Haïti. Le Canada poursuit son travail avec la CARICOM et les États-Unis pour appuyer les efforts diplomatiques afin de soutenir les dialogues politiques.
Sorry for the listeners on the if you're listening this on a DSP, sorry about it. It's in French. He announced these sanctions at a conference in a francophone conference in Tunisia, which is why this whole announcement is in French. If you're watching it on YouTube, though, I've put the subtitles for you.
Politique en Haïti. On sait que des gangs armés contrôlent des parties du pays, ce qui limite l'accès à la nourriture et aux médicaments pour la population.
He's essentially, for only the English speaking listeners, he's basically just talking about the situation in Haiti. He hasn't announced the sanctions yet. He's about to talk about the funding as well.
Aujourd'hui, on annonce donc une nouvelle aide humanitaire de 8 millions de dollars pour fournir de l'eau, de la nourriture et de l'assistance sanitaire pour lutter contre le choléra.
So $8 million of aid to fight against cholera. We'll see where that money goes because, you know, in Haiti, that money, like, anyways. There's aid. This is another, I guess this is another point I should make. They've provided aid to a corrupt government. So you're sanctioning former they're sanctioning former Haitian politicians that are corrupt. It is an open secret now that this government is corrupt. Even at the time, the current prime minister, de facto prime minister Ariel Henry, had a phone call with the prime suspect of the assassination of former president Jovenel Moïse around 3 a.m. Eastern time, like the night of the assassination. Yet, when he was asked to answer questions in Haitian court, he fired the prosecutor, or I believe, if not the prosecutor, then the judge that had called him in for questioning as well. So just to keep that in mind, there's a lot. They're providing aid, which is good. 8 million for he specifically said water, water, health assistance, and cholera. But we'll see honestly if that has an effect, because
cette aide répond à l'appel
you can really consider it like a drop in the bucket.
éclair de l'ONU et on encourage nos partenaires à y répondre aussi. Évidemment, pour améliorer la situation, il faut travailler pour rendre Haïti plus sécuritaire. C'est pour ça qu'on va fournir des fonds de 5 millions de dollars à l'Office des Nations Unies contre la drogue et le crime pour aider Haïti à combattre la corruption et les activités illégales qui ravagent le
So basically, Canada's giving another $5 million to fight corruption in Haiti. We'll see how far that money goes.
pays. Et on va prolonger notre soutien à Avocats sans frontières jusqu'à mars 2024 pour renforcer l'accès à la justice en Haïti. Cette aide s'ajoute aux investissements qu'on a déjà annoncés dans les derniers mois. Le Canada va continuer d'être là pour soutenir la paix et la stabilité en Haïti et à travers le monde. Le Canada voit une réponse à la situation actuelle avec 4 piliers. Le dialogue politique, qu'on est en train d'entamer avec nos partenaires, l'aide humanitaire qu'on doit diriger vers le peuple haïtien, la sécurité pour mettre fin à la violence, mais aussi les sanctions. Hier, la ministre Joly a annoncé des sanctions de plus et aujourd'hui, j'annonce que le Canada va imposer encore des sanctions supplémentaires en réponse aux élites politiques qui soutiennent ces gangs armés. Ces sanctions visent un ancien président haïtien et 2 anciens premiers ministres. Les Haïtiens sanctionnés qui ont des actifs au Canada vont voir leurs actifs gelés. Whether it's with humanitarian aid, support for security, or sanctions, we call on all our partners to do their part to help. We're working very closely.
So, previously I decided we go back to Laurent Lamothe because there was a prosecutor in Haiti that had actually, this is years back, had actually filed a case against Laurent Lamothe because at the time he was prime minister, he had bought 200 ARs from Israel, shipped them to Canada to finally be shipped down to Haiti. And there's records of it. And the prosecutor was explaining this in Haiti after the sanctions were announced. And I'll just show you the video here. It's in Creole, but I'll explain essentially what he's saying. Because on that same day, Laurent Lamothe had tried to defend himself through a communique from his office, basically saying he denies the allegations made by Canada and the sanctions. So I'll play this here.
Député Arnel Belizer annoncé li remettre président de chambre yon dossier pour y mener enquête sur yon valet 200 galil premier ministre Laurent Lamothe ak collaborateur li Salim Soukar ta acheté dans pays Israël dans mois de mars année passée. D'après représentant circonscription Delma Taba, zam yo ta passé dans pays Canada pour arriver en Haïti. Parlementaire opposition déclaré li bay collègue li yo.
So basically, yeah, like as I said, basically they're accusing him of buying 200 ARs from Israel, shipping them to Canada to finally come down to Haiti.
Ces informations pour y mener enquête là, pour yo connaît qui côté gouvernement Martelly Laurent Lamothe la joindre l'agence ça qui te permettre li acheter toute quantité galil sa yo.
And now, just to explain, they're basically in that same case, they're asking Laurent Lamothe where did he find the money to buy that many ARs as well. Which another question to raise too, which maybe they'll raise it. Haiti doesn't have an army. Haiti does have a national police, but Haiti does not have an army. So you could argue that, which I'm pretty sure that's what he said to defend himself. He was buying it for the police, but the police has already enough equipment where you don't have to buy 200 ARs at once.
Ki se zam la gen? Pa gen yon rubrik nan budget a ki te prevoit yon opération kon sa, selon député Arnel Belizer ki tap pale nan yon rencontre ak la presse.
And she's mentioning as well, in the case, it showed they have proof that there was no in the police, the police for the Haitian National Police, there was no budget at the time even for it to buy these ARs. Like there was no justification for them.
Edi Jackson Alexis ak Colin Hildorest te assisté.
Raison fait pas j'aime parler de dossier Zamio, c'est parce que nous soumettons déjà par le Parlement haïtien officiellement transmettre par ancien président Jean-Tolbert Alexis, le président Dera Simon Dieu seul et Zamim Newton Saint-Just qui gon bataille que l'a mené contre moun qui dans ça passe à eux. Moi ba le dossier supplémentaire pour montrer que moun yo dans ça passe.
Dossier zam qui ça député.
Zam que Laurent Lamothe acheté avec monsieur Salim Soukar 200 galil. Mais yo là.
Pour faire qui
200 ARs.
Kounya là, c'est président de l'Assemblée nationale là nous va poser question parce que me soumettre li bali pour monter une commission spéciale bicamérale parce que ça lui fait raison de sécurité d'État.
Gali nous dit Haïti va gagner l'armée.
Mais tout ça là, 200. De 1 à 200.
So just for those of you watching, it's basically showing you the list for the order for the 200 ARs.
Li là.
C'est dans qui pays parce que gagne pas gros.
Yo sorti en Israël, passé par Canada pour yo vivre en Haïti. Ça c'est bon commande là que comme Kamala dit montrer côté m'dal en Israël là. Et s'il demande patron, la connaît que patron connaît que m'dal en Israël. Un individu qui a parlé d'un ancien député, il pas parler de moi parce que nous sommes députés actifs. C'est que
So yeah, it's crazy. Because even for these sanctions, one thing I want to mention too, we're at now November 23rd, and the U.S. has still yet to match the sanctions of Canada. And I find that very odd because Laurent Lamothe, Michel Martelly, actually for most of these Haitian politicians, when they do leave the country, leave Haiti, most of their time is spent in the United States. So for these sanctions to have an effect, or for if the point of these sanctions is to minimize the gangs in Haiti and kind of choke them financially, these sanctions will work better if it was done in the United States where they fully reside as well. Because not only would won't be able to finance it anywhere in North America, Canada, unless they're doing it in Mexico, but Canada and the United States as well, but most of their assets would be frozen as well. So where would they go? Where could they function? They'd have to go back to Haiti, right? And with that, does that mean they wouldn't be able to finance gangs? No, not necessarily. However, it would definitely make it harder for them to do so, considering the fact that most of the guns that are getting shipped, if not all, but most of the guns that are getting shipped that the gangs are using in Haiti are shipped from the United States. So we'll see how that goes. One point too. I want one last point. Like these sanctions they're good against these politicians. However, there's a lot of key actors, bigger actors in responsible for Haiti's situation too. You've got allegedly Boulos, Biggio, other businnesmen well connected in Haiti as well. I don't know if you'll remember, there was an article, this is in February. Jovenel Moïse was assassinated on July, but in February there was another attempted coup d'etat against Jovenel Moïse. And then that happened, but then there was people were essentially accusing Dan Whiteman. He's a former U.S. Foreign Service officer. They were accusing him, etc. But there was actually records and proofs showing that Boulos might have been involved, and not necessarily involved, but there was definitely, according to Who is it? I believe it was a witness. I have to double check here. Oh, Dimitri Harold. He was the commander of l'Unité de Sécurité Générale du Palais National, a specialized unit of the National Police Force tasked for protecting the National Palace. He's talking to National Police Force Inspector General Marie-Antoinette Gauthier about plans. Gauthier is captioned in the video as lead putschiste. So in this video, essentially, the article is basically claiming that we found that this coup was masterminded by Jean-Henri Céant, which is the former prime minister who recently got sanctioned by Canada. Reginald Boulos, which is this I don't know if it's basically this Haitian from Lebanese descent. I think his parents immigrated or his grandparents immigrated here way back when. I think Lebanon and Syria were having issues. I believe it was after the 1948 Nakba, but I have to double check that. But officially, Reginald Boulos, millionaire businessman who is also an opposition politician who would finance it. Jean-Marie Vaub, in fact, the complex where the mastermind of the plot began, to Jean-Marie Vaub. So essentially, they're naming all the names here, but in this video, allegedly, Reginald Boulos would be the one of them that was responsible for financing this. And as we all know, too, if you've been following the story between, at the time for Jovenel Moïse, a lot of businessmen didn't like him. A lot of people, oligarchs in Haiti, didn't like him because he was actually doing his job, in the sense that there were certain contracts that didn't make sense. For example, there are certain businesses installed in Haiti where to build a road, it costs 3 or 4 times the normal amount for no absolute reason. So they were just making the state was paying 3-4 times more for the same job that any other company could have done for 3-4 times less, essentially. So next I want to talk about the mass deportation of Haitians in the Dominican Republic. So between July and October, Dominican Republic has actually deported undocumented Haitians from back to Haiti near the border. Well, let's take a look at this video here.
It's become an all too common scene. Haitian refugees detained in the Dominican Republic. We met them in this military base in Dajabon, right at the border. They're being sent back to Haiti, even those who say they've built new lives here.
My husband works in a construction site and I was cooking at home when the police arrived. They wouldn't let me get my baby's clothes. I left all my money at home and I have nothing here.
Security forces here are telling us that most of these people were detained trying to enter the country illegally, but some of these women are telling me that they have homes here and that their children were born in the Dominican Republic.
Mirlanda Pierre is with her 8-year-old son. She shows us his birth certificate that proves he was born in the Dominican Republic.
My son has a birth certificate. He was born here. They cannot send him back to Haiti.
The UN has called on the Dominican Republic to halt deportations. Haiti is in the midst of a political crisis that has gangs controlling large parts of the country. Thousands are fleeing. Lack of available healthcare services in Haiti have forced pregnant women to cross the border to deliver their children. But many are not allowed inside Dominican hospitals, and some have had their children on the street. Human rights activists say they're alarmed about what they call our President Luis Abinader's persecution of Haitians in his country.
There are massive deportations, and the cases are not individual. There's no due process. There's children with papers, others with just visas. It's just massive and a scandal. Even pregnant women being sent back to Haiti, and the law says that shouldn't be done.
The Dominican Republic is building a wall to protect its borders from smugglers, but also illegal migrants. Ruben Silie says his country is poor and cannot allow everyone in.
The only mechanism the Dominican Republic has is to show that it will not tolerate migrant irregularity or the deportations, and this is what we are doing. This has nothing to do with ethnical reasons or racism. That's another problem. If the state stops all deportations, we do not know what could happen here.
Haiti is facing its worst crisis in years. Human rights groups say its people are being discriminated against across the region. And they're asking the Dominican Republic, among other governments, for empathy for those who are trying to escape hunger, violence, and have no place to go.
Do you know where they're taking you?
Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Dajabon.
Yeah, so two things to this. I personally do believe part of this is racially motivated. Even in 2013, they had imposed a, I'm trying to find it here for you, but they had actually imposed a retroactive law that any Dominican of Haitian descent that either their parents was either undocumented or Haitian, they would get deported. Let me find this here. Let me see. Yeah. In 2013, the courts issued judgment TC 16813 called La Sentencia, which stripped more than 200,000 Dominicans of Haitian descent of their citizenship by eliminating birthright citizenship for anyone whose parents weren't Dominican citizen. So my bad, not Haitian citizen, weren't Dominican citizen or legal resident. The decision was made retroactive, affecting those born between 1929 and 2010, thus depriving citizens additional thousands of people of Haitian descent. So essentially, yeah, you could have been somebody born in 1995 could have been living in the Dominican Republic for 15 years, or at the time, let's say, yeah, what could have been living in Peru for 15, 20 years, and then because they find out that their parents weren't documented or Dominican citizens, or they get sent back to Haiti. But they don't, like, these people are, if you look at it, if they grew up in the Dominican Republic their whole life, they're essentially Dominican there. So I do think part of this is racially motivated in the sense too. A lot of people, a lot of Haitians are moving in there because of the situation in Haiti, as well. A lot of Haitian businessmen are actually investing and opening businesses up there. So I do think in a sense that they see a growing Haitian population there as well. But I want to add though, on the Dominican Republic side, it's not their although they can be racially motivated, I do understand the stance they can't just take any type of undocumented Haitian migrant into the country and just say, okay, well, you can stay here or we'll give you refugee status. It's impossible, especially with the amount of Haitian migrants going to the Dominican Republic. They definitely should be treated like the Dominican police or army treats them like scum. Very bad. They definitely should be treated better down there. But in terms of the deportation, I do believe this just falls back on the leadership of Haiti. If Haiti again was a serious country, they would try and build a country where people don't need to leave Haiti in bulk that way. Like all people, like they need to create an environment where Haitians can actually stay in their country, be safe, work, and find the same opportunities rather than going to the Dominican Republic every time. Because essentially, what ends up with schools closed now, and people moving out of Haiti, we're just gonna have, which is already happening, we're gonna have a brain dead society for the next generation out of Haiti. So we'll see how that goes there. They're definitely Binadel, the president of Dominican Republic, said they're actually going to be ramping up the deportation. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's more of this going on. But yeah, it's sad. But at the same time, the people in power in Haiti needs to create an environment where people don't need, because it's not like Haitians are going to the DR because well, I'm sure some of them do want to, but it's not like they're going there because, oh, I want to move to DR because for this reason, maybe for business reasons or whatever. But most of them are moving there because there's better opportunity than what they're getting than what's in Haiti, right? And the situation was not like that even 30, 40 years ago. You didn't hear many, at least to me, or I can't see any scholarly articles or journal articles showing Haitians moving to Dominican Republic to find a better life. You know, there was obviously there's always these farmer programs where there's migrants either from the DR going to Haiti, or Haitians going to the DR or even Cuba to work on a farm. That's about it. A lot of these people are moving to the Dominican Republic because they literally have no choice, and they're escaping their reality, which is gang violence, rape, low job opportunity, low life expectancy, and even the gas prices now in Haiti. They can barely afford to power up their home through the generators, or even put gas in their a lot of them use motorcycles down there too. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning into the 1804. I'll see you guys again next week. Please, if you can, go follow me on Twitter at the 1804 official. 1804 official. I'll just be posting mainly content related to geopolitics, not just Haiti specifically, but in Latin America, the Caribbean, and all around the world. As well as you'll see when I have my YouTube episode or podcast episodes uploaded for you guys to check it out. So thank you very much, guys. Take care. Have a good night.